Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Guys, I want to do a showcase of the Fusion Epic now that we finally picked her up. Or you might be finishing yours really soon. But I'm actually really enjoying ABYZOU in terms of some decent damage output. I want to show a Epic only video looking at Gear Raid 1, specifically going right up to Gear Raid 18 or Gear Raid 118 and showing you just how powerful this champion can be. So for those who have not already kind of like checked out the skills, basically she's a Lord, and Lords are always going to offer a lot of value. So increases stats, yeah, that's normal for Lords. But this one in particular increases faction team members' damage dealt to enemies inflicted with slow, stun, freeze, or any other immobilized stuff going on. So if you just have her in the Lord spot and there's other people in this faction that are going to be doing damage, then basically they're going to do 20% more when there's frozen enemies out there. This is actually a strat I used when I cleared stage 20, but with the previous Lord. But ABYZOU actually does a good level of damage. So she's doing AoE damage on her A1 or a basic attack. She's also putting out this Psyche Force, hitting enemies with a basic attack. It generates a ground effect area which deals 15% damage per second. And then this increases her attack by 3% up to 10 stacks. So it gets like an extra 30% attack. So in terms of gearing here, gone for crit cap, crit damage with a decent amount of attack. I've not gone for like crazy gear. So I'm trying to keep this a relatively, comfortable build. You could go more attack speed, I think, here and get more benefit. But I wanted to keep it in the realms of like possible. Obviously, we want to try and get the ult triggered as often as we can, so that we get this kind of like Psych Force stacking up. But I'm just going to take her in alongside my Mari. My Mari is quick in terms of the way she's geared. High attack speed, that's what I'm pushing for here. So all I really care about in this build is high attack speed and rage regen, because I'm trying to just get her ult back as quick as possible, get those freezes out there as often as I can, whilst keeping her alive. And then to keep her alive, I'm bringing in a Vortex. Now, Vortex has got decent attack speed, decent health. You could easily be any of the main healers, yeah, and I guess Mari could be anyone else that's doing the freezes and stuff. You could also bring someone like Iona in for damage. You could bring Greed in for damage. There's like a whole ways of scaling this team up if you don't quite hit the kind of levels of gearing I'm talking about. In terms of artifact, I think Tear of Twilight works well on her. We have got on Vortex, Tyre's Balm, just for healing, multipliers. Mari, I've basically got the Rage Regen to try and get her ult back as quick as we can. So we're going to jump into Gear Raid 1. Just going to turn off Power of Dominance here. So we see it's grayed out, it's off. We're going to go into the fight. I mean, honestly, I feel like it could just be a 3-man. Pretty sure we can just 3-man it here because of the damage output we're getting from ABYZOU. It's really, really decent. So she can go down first. We've put Mari on this side. I'll just auto-ult whenever they're available. And obviously the slow and the freezes here means that we instantly start to get that additional damage. And then the only reason, honestly, that I need a healer here is because of the catapults. Anything else about this is just kind of like whatever. And as soon as Mari drops the freeze, so she's doing good amounts of damage. Look at the damage output here. Look at that. 60k smacks coming in from ABYZOU when our ults pop in. Really strong levels of damage. And this is Gear Raid 118. So as I say, like if you've got, Greed in there and, Iona in there as well, also punching out some damage, I think you do it comfortably, even if your builds are nowhere near this level. And I think it's stage 18 that unlocks the new gear dungeon. So as long as you can be beating up 18, you've got a good chance of then just kind of like progressing. Boss is already coming out. They've barely done any damage to the gate already. See, the catapults are doing a bit of damage to the gate. The boss is in there stomping himself around, but my Vortex is keeping everybody alive. Do we manage to hold off on the gate? It's a question with the 3-man. It's kind of tight. I've got what, like probably 10% of my gate left up. We need that smack. We need the ults off. We are taking them out. The catapults are going away. It's going to be tight. But you can see, I mean, it's just the boss left, right? Yeah, it's just a boss. Just about. So, yeah, if you're bringing in another couple of damage dealers, I think it's comfy. It's comfy out there. Obviously, Mari's doing the good work in terms of, you know, dropping the defense, all that type of stuff. We're keeping that boss slow. We're never in any sort of danger. Do I actually do it? I've got another whole, what am I saying? I've got another whole gate to get through. I've done it easy. Forgot about that. We've got another whole kind of like barrier to break through. So easy peasy Japanesey is what we say to that. Very good. And then in terms of like damage output, see our stats here? I mean, obviously all the damage is her. Like Mari's just in there to do the freezing. All the damage is coming from here. But yeah, really, really solid actually. So I think that's going to be her best spot. You can definitely use her in stuff like the gold raids. You'll be able to pick her up and at least use her Lord skill in some other content as well, like some of the, you know, the Void Rift and stuff like that. But I think Gear Raid 1 is kind of where she's a bit of a specialist. But yeah, cool. If you picked her up, I think she's actually going to be a decent addition to most players' accounts. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. That's Watcher of Realms. I'll see you soon.